We're to the point now where if it continues any worse, we could be in a situation where it's like a permanent destruction of this country. We're not far off from that. They shut the power off for a week, bro. Total chaos ensues. Most people can't survive for more than 3 days without power. It would be total disorder and total chaos. I don't think that they're above doing that. What are they building all these $200 million bunkers like apparently Zuckerberg's doing in Hawaii? What is that for? Why are they doing these things? It's because, dude, they are preparing to destroy everything if they lose power, because if they lose power, they're going to be held accountable. You guys are continuing to play this out along the quote-unquote rules, when in reality, they're not playing by any rules.
Never have been.
And they're going to get their way, dude, and it's going to your entire life up and your family's life and everybody's life, just like it is everybody else. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality, guys. Today we have Andy and DJ Cruise the Internet. That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for. It stands for Cruise the Internet. We put topics up on the screen. We talk about what's going on. We speculate on what's true and what's not true. And then we talk about how we, the people, can solve some of these problems going on in the world. Other times you tune in, we have shows within the show. We have Q&AF. That's where you could submit questions, and then we answer them. You can submit your questions a couple different ways. First way is,
guys, you can email those questions into askandy@andyfrisella.com.
Or you can go on YouTube under the Q&AF episodes, which air on Mondays, and drop your question in the comments, and we'll pick some from there. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is kind of like what you heard yesterday. It's just a 5 to 20 minute talk that I think needs to be said and heard. Then we have full length. Full length is where, an interesting person comes in and we talk with them, have a conversation like every other podcast in the world. And then we have 75 hard verses. 75 hard verses is where someone comes in, sits down, talks about what they learned during 75 hard, what their life was before, what their life was after, and how you can do the same thing. And if you go to episode 208 on the audio feed, you can get the 75 hard and the Live Hard program for free. A whole bunch of people are starting that on January 1st, so I welcome you to join with us. There's a lot of people doing it. I'm doing it. My good buddy Jason McCarthy, who is the founder of GoRuck, is doing it. His community's doing it. Our community's doing it. There's a shit ton of people doing it. We're going to start the year off right. If you're interested in learning more about that, there is a book that I just released on my website called The Book on Mental Toughness, and it's available for pre-order. It will ship beginning January 2nd. If you would like to buy that book, it's an awesome book. It contains a full Live Hard program, 10 plus chapters on the elements of mental toughness, why you need them, how to apply them, and why they're important to your life. Forward by Tim Grover, many case studies on some of the most successful people in the world. It's an amazing book. It's much, much better than the 75 Hard book. It actually includes the 75 Hard book within that book. So if you own the 75 Hard book, we're going to take that out of print, and that's probably going to be some sort of collector's item eventually. And now we have the book on mental toughness, which is just a completely different book that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And we are selling the out of that book. So if you guys are interested in that book, you go get it at andyfrisella.com. I think you're going to really like it. It's a tool that you can go back to over and over and over again. Discipline, mental toughness, these are perishable skills that we have to polish and sharpen many different times over the course of our life. And this is a utilitarian tool that you can go back to and help you get aligned at any time you need it. So go check out the book. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much.
Yeah?
Yeah. What's going on with you?
Oh, not much.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, it's interesting. So as we got, a few days here left of the year, there's a lot of reflection going on right now, right? And apparently somebody's created a list of the top 7 most annoying people in the world.
Really? Are we on it?
We're not on it.
Oh.
We're not on it. I want to go through it, but then I felt like,
if I'm on a list, I want to be at the top.
Yeah, listen, that's like, bro, we win. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's simple. Yeah. You got to win.
Winners win.
Number one.
That's right.
But I want to go that list. I want to go through that list. I thought it'd be fun, make a Real AF's top 5 most annoying people in the world. And
okay, I know who I already know. Like I can.
Well, let's see who's on that list first.
Okay, who's on their list, and then we're gonna make our list.
We'll make our list,
All
yeah,
right.
because all these people.
Got it.
But yeah, so it's from Fox News. Now it was an op-ed that was written by Dan Gaynor.
Oh yeah, Randy Weingarten. She is annoying.
Well, she's number one. Yeah, so number one. And I thought that was shocking.
I don't know. She's ruined a lot of kids' education. She ruined a whole generation of kids through her own ego.
Yeah. Yeah, she's I mean, even Mike Pompeo, he called her the most dangerous person in the world. And you know, like she also went for bashed the Moms for Liberty group, calling them an extremist front designed to divide parents from educators. I mean, just a total piece of garbage.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally
I just don't know if that's number one. If she'll be number one,
I don't know. Look at her f***ing face.
Yeah,
it's pretty f***ing bad.
This is pretty annoying.
Yeah, that's an annoying face.
Yeah,
like if I were a woman, I'd punch her in the face.
She looks.
I would. I'd become a trans woman for a day just to punch her.
Yeah, just identify.
Yeah,
bro.
because bro, if I become a trans woman, y'all can't say shit. You let trans women fight in MMA, bro. I'm pretty sure I could punch a hole right through her face.
What's gonna be your name?
Andrea. Yeah, it's a simple alternative. Yeah,
Andy with an I.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bro, she
looks like Stuart Little to me.
She looks like a fucking woodchuck.
Yeah, that's bad.
She looks like Chipmunk.
Yeah. So that's number one. So what's her name? I almost said Andy.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Randy Weingarten. That's number one. Number two on their list, Greta Thunberg. Reasonably placed.
It's hard to argue with that.
I mean, it's a pretty solid list. For some reason, she reminds me of that little, like, you know, that Ukrainian orphan kid that wasn't actually like an adult, you know, that story that whatever.
Oh, where she killed all her family?
That's who she reminds me of.
Yeah. The movie Orphan.
Yeah.
It's based around her, and that's a real thing.
It actually happened.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a good solid place for her. Third on the list was all of the late night TV show hosts.
Bro, this is a good list.
It's a decent list.
Bro, Jimmy Fallon.
All of them.
The guys, what was the, yeah, dude. They're all
Trevor Noah, I cannot fucking stand that guy.
Well, they're all paid mouthpieces. These are guys that get paid to talk about stuff and push a narrative.
Yeah.
None of these guys actually have their own thoughts, bro. They're surface
propagandists.
They're surface level people.
Now, I will say though, Bill Maher.
Why is
he's all right?
Is Conan still a late night host? I thought he was done.
I thought he was still doing it. I think check that, fact check that for us.
Yeah, those guys are insane.
Stephen Colbert, man, that dude's
well, I mean, hey, the word's coming back.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Like it is what it is.
Might as well break the ice.
Look,
we gotta have rules though.
Listen. Well, is he actually gay?
Probably.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I think
that's not a gay slur.
No, like you can be gay and be a. You can also not be gay and be a.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
I think that yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely.
What would make somebody a.
Well, I think South Park already answered this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
that's a good.
Like, if you ride your Harley up and down the street and rev it at every stoplight, you're a. Yeah, and who does that, DJ? Who's the Harley rider here?
I'm a sometimes.
Look, man, it is what it is.
Yeah. But he's one. So number 3 is all the late night show hosts. Number 4 was all
context matters.
Context
let's be real.
Yeah.
The left and politically correct controlling language, those days are over.
No,
context matters.
Yeah.
Like you could use that as a homosexual slur if you wanted to,
yeah.
But 99.999% of the time it's used to just describe somebody who's an asshole that we don't like.
100%.
It has nothing to do with where they like to stick their wiener.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah, I mean that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean you could like sticking your wiener in a vagina and still be
absolutely be a fact. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Jimmy Fallon's songs about COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Stephen Colbert did that shit too.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think these guys are a bunch of turds. Anyway.
These are America's men.
Huh? Yeah.
It's America's men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 was all the president's women. So, you know, the Penn University of Penn
Look
president.
at them. They all look the same. They all look the same. Look how mean they look.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look
RBF
the same.
is on fire.
Huh?
Yeah, RBF's on fire. But yeah, they got them on that list as number 4. Number 5 was Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I don't pay enough attention to them to know if they're annoying.
I think that's why they're on the list, though.
Yeah.
Because they feel like everybody does.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah. Number 6, Bill Gates. He's on there. I think he's a little lower.
I think he deserves a much higher ranking.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And guys, we're going to give you the actual real AF most annoying people in the world list here shortly. So don't worry about these rankings here. This is not authenticated just yet. But yeah, Bill Gates at number 6. Finally, at number 7 on their list is all of the NFL referees.
Now, come on.
I don't know how they
Come on.
So yeah. So I mean, you know, there's that.
Roger Goodell belongs on that list before the refs.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And I don't even think he belongs on the list. I mean, he's slightly annoying, but he's not like mega
I feel like
annoying.
His face, it's just his face.
No, it's just the way he cucks for China, bro.
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
bows down to like the narratives and shit. And like
Yeah.
how they always put this social movement shit in all the games and try to shut. Like, I hate that, bro. Just let them play football. You know what I mean? Like, sports are supposed to be a place where we escape all this shit and can come together. And they've really messed up sports because, dude, that used to be one of the main safe havens for unity. Like, it didn't matter what you voted for, bro. We could go to a football game and you know, we could fight about that.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
You know, and drink Bud Light.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Bud Light's making a comeback. What?
Not, bro, you my boy, man. I got you.
What?
Nothing.
Were you mad because I drank a Bud Light?
No.
All right.
No, not at all.
Listen, I'm from St. Louis, dude. We got to cancel culture at
I'm
some
fine
point
with
in
that.
time.
Yeah.
Now, if they do that shit again, it's over.
100%.
See, a lot of people be giving Dana White a hard time about signing with Bud Light, but I actually think he's doing the right thing, dude.
Oh, he is. Because you got to, at what point, like, when does it end?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And we made a point, like, I think that as long as they stay away from that, which, dude, they have since then.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you look at the commercials they're doing now, they got Peyton Manning and they're doing like the man style commercials again. And
Harley
like,
Davidson's.
yeah, like do what we
do that.
Yes.
None of that
And if,
shit. Yeah.
Now that might have been a slur.
That feels good.
That might have been a slur.
Yeah. Just bleep that one, yeah. Man, that feels good.
Dude, all I'm saying is this. Like, we don't need to, we got to understand, dude. Like, anyway, this is a whole nother conversation. I get tired of seeing people dog Dana White over what I think is a responsible, patriotic decision, because at some point in time, we've got to cancel the cancel culture. And yes, we could punish companies that do stupid shit and stay with that. But, you know, they don't have a history of that. They haven't done it since. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, we're not punishing the company. We're punishing
dude, that's what I'm
the
saying.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah,
of fucking
these are like our
blue-collar
neighbors and
Americans.
shit
Yes.
that are getting laid off, and that's where I have a problem.
And that
with
was
it.
my biggest thing. Like I said, we have. I know we've covered this, but that was my biggest thing. It's like, okay, if we're going to shut that down, we have to have an alternative option that's already set up in place for those people to go to.
Yeah.
You can't just shut the shit down and all these Americans are out of jobs.
Look,
like,
bro, I think we got to be intelligent consumers. I think if we don't agree with what a company does, we just don't buy from them.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to give grace based on history, based on what a company has done, you know, over, you know, for the communities. Like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot more to it than just like never again.
Yeah.
Like, now, if they came out and did the same shit again, it would be never again.
It'd be never again.
Yeah. And I think they probably know that.
Oh yeah. I think they got the message.
But like companies like Target who continuously jam it down your throat, you shouldn't shop there.
Yeah.
You know, like we shouldn't have these political, social agendas jammed down our throat everywhere. And you know, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, let's give the people our top 5.
Did you take the liberty of making this already?
No.
Okay.
It's gonna be fresh off the dome.
Do you have like a selection of
No,
finalists?
Fuck, I mean, there's about 2,000 people we could choose from.
Okay. All right. Well, who do we
I
put?
think number one, I think we both know. Let's just say it at the same time.
It's a tie for me.
Okay. I got 2 ties. Yeah, same.
Okay.
1,
Hold
2,
on. Okay.
Wait.
It's this, dude. I'll tell you what it is. They have the same position.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll say it on 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Hillary Clinton.
No.
Oh, shit.
KJP and Jen Psaki.
Oh, man. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then Hillary Clinton is a good. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Like, that's up there.
See, I was going to say Hillary and Obama is like
Yeah.
the most annoying. I mean, but like annoying. Okay. Yeah. KGB got it though.
Yeah.
I think I could tolerate Jen Psaki a little bit more than I can KGB.
I can't. They're both terrible.
Yeah.
They're both blatant liars
Yeah.
with no shame.
No.
Yeah, the list is long, dude. Hillary Clinton is definitely at the top.
Yeah, I would say she's number 2. I mean, can we say number 2?
I don't know, man, because
So
I don't know if she could be. I think she actually is like in a whole different category.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's people that should be eliminated from the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's annoying people.
That list comes out next week.
Yes, yeah. Like when we talk about Klaus Schwab,
Yeah.
Klaus Schwab's not annoying. He should just be dealt with.
No, that's just different.
Yeah. Like there's a different list for these people.
Okay, so annoying people. All right, so KGB and John and Jen Psaki is number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, who we got?
Man, I don't know. Who do you think?
I would say the people who don't put their shopping carts back.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't annoy me because I don't go to the
Oh,
store.
it pisses me off.
Yeah?
Yeah, it pisses me off.
Yeah,
It
okay.
really grinds my gears.
To me, it's wine moms.
Look here, buddy. Put your fucking shopping carts back.
Look here, buddy. Hey, that's cultural appropriation. You're stealing our lingo. You can't be doing that, bro. Hey, look, I think for me, it's the whole culture of wine moms.
Oh, brunchers.
Yeah, brunchers.
Brunchers, that's number 3?
It's
Or
wine
2?
moms who try to out-liberal each other every chance they get. They have contributed nothing to society. They don't really have a job, and yet they got the most opinions on everything in the world. They scream and yell when they're in public together. They all dress nice, but they're not really dressed nice, and they think they're hot, and they're not hot, and they drink their drinks with their fucking pinkies up. Like, everything about them annoys me. Like, when I see them coming, dude, I start getting, like, agitated.
Bro, what? I think I was with
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking
dude,
about.
it's white suburban women
Yes.
who think they're upper class but aren't really upper class.
No.
And then, it's like Sex in the City chicks. Like it's like that whole thing.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
I think I was with you, bro. I think we were at Twisted Tree one night, and it was like this fucking group. But it was like they just kept coming. Like they just kept adding another one to their little group. And like, bro, they're so loud.
Yeah.
They're laughing at fucking nothing. Yeah.
Dude, and
That's
then
number 2.
Yeah, but they
number
all
2.
got trans kids. You know what I'm saying? They all
They adopted a black baby.
yeah, they all got an adopted black kid. Like, they're all trying to show how fucking
Yeah, they named
socially conscious they are. You know, they
I'll
all
take that one.
these are the propaganda. These are the nobody will think I'm racist if I have a black kid. Like,
I named him OJ. I gave him a traditional black name.
dude, listen. These women are the problem with the world.
Yeah.
Okay, because the men they're married to don't stand up or believe in anything.
Oh,
They
no.
marry all these little simp pussy bitches.
That'd be number 3 on the list.
Yeah, right.
This is their husbands.
Yeah, that's right. No shit, dude. And dude, they have the most opinions on. They're the most opinionated people with nothing to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real talk. Like, I don't know. They're up there,
Yeah.
and the list is long.
Yeah. We got to knock out 2 more though. Number 4 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like Klaus Schwab and Obama are on a different
That's
list.
different. Yeah, it's different.
Zelensky.
No, Zelensky's on a different
that's
list
a different
too.
List. Yeah, that's a different list.
I mean, Dylan Mulvaney is definitely an annoying human being.
It's annoying.
Like, super annoying.
Yeah.
You know, the way he tries to like emulate what he thinks a woman is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you see that video where he was like, I always feel like crying. I don't know why. Well, because you're injecting yourself with massive amounts of estrogen, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens when your body's overloaded with synthetic estrogen.
Yeah, it'll do
You're going
that.
to feel like shit.
It'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Dylan's number 4. Guys, what about you guys tell us who number 5 is? How about that? You guys put it down in the comments.
Yeah, I want to see everybody else's top 5.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you and I are clearly on the top 5 of awesome.
Yeah,
we're number 1 and 2.
There's no fucking doubt about that. Come on.
Madat's up there too. He's up there with us.
Top 10.
The whole crew here is.
Yeah. Top 5.
All right.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's get into our show. It is Cruise the Internet. Remember, if you want to see any of these pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. We linked all the videos there for you guys for these episodes. That's important because you guys can go back and check these things out yourself. So with that being said, headline number 1. Headline number 1 reads, nearly 8,000 strong migrant caravan heads towards the U.S. Blinken urges Mexico help end irregular migration. Andy, they did it again. They did it again. It's the name game.
Irregular migration.
That's what they're calling it now. It's no longer.
This is a fucking invasion,
bro. No, it's a regular.
Hey, let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
How many Chinese special forces soldiers have crossed the border under the guise of migration?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I mean, it's more than one, I guarantee.
Okay, well, hold on. How hard would it be for China to send their most elite warriors across the border as migrants with all these other Chinese refugees?
Mm-hmm.
What about terrorist organizations like Hamas? Or what about the enemies of America that legitimately hate this country, like pretty much every country in the Middle East, which, by the way, that's a large percentage of the amount of people coming across the border. How hard would it be when you think about the geographical location of the United States of America to like do a land invasion or parachute people? You couldn't do that, right?
Can't do it.
But what you could do is you could sneak people in and get them in the country because our people are so fucking stupid that they allow this shit.
Yeah, you pay the administrations to set certain policies that incentivize and allow people to come through the border.
I think that's happening.
It's 100%.
Listen,
happening, bro.
I think, and then you activate them whenever the time is right.
Whenever the time is right. Whenever you need them. Sleeper cells, man. That's real shit. Yeah, so I mean, this was his tweet. So he just went down to Mexico. This was his tweet he put out. This is from the official account of Secretary Anthony. First of all, hold on. Why the doesn't he have an H in there? Don't you guys spell it Anthony with H? Or is that just black people?
It's two. It's two different. Some people do it one way, some the other way. Yeah, I don't know what determines that.
I think black.
Oh, you do?
All the Anthony's I know, bro, got an H.
I think it's Anthony.
He's on the list. He's on the list, man. That's annoying.
He's on the other list.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, he tweeted this out. He says, the U.S.-Mexico partnership is crucial to prosperity and security in our countries and throughout the Americas. Good to discuss these issues and our shared efforts to reduce irregular migration with at Lopez Obrador. Yep.
Why are they not putting our military on the border?
I don't know.
Why are Republicans not demanding this?
Yeah.
Why are Republican governors and Republican senators and congressmen, why are they not doing something to stop this? This is incredibly dangerous to everybody here. And it's been that way for 2-3 years now.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And it's weird, too, because now, like, it's definitely something now that, you know, from the White House, they're saying that it's an unprecedented irregular migration. But then you had KGB saying that it's just ebbs and flows. You know, Fox News is saying 8,000. There's other sources out there that are saying anywhere up to 15,000. Just keep it in mind, just in the month of October alone, we saw 750,000 people come through our southern borders illegally in 1 month. November saw 250,000. I mean, it's becoming quite a bit, man. And, you know, they had this meeting down in Mexico, and they didn't cover anything that actually affects us as Americans, like the fentanyl issue that's coming across our border rampantly. They didn't address that in their meetings at all either. And good news, New York's trying to make a move. New York City mayor restricts bus arrivals to stem migrant surge. New York City Mayor Eric Adams issued an emergency executive order that restricts bus arrivals in the city to curb the migrant surge as more asylum seekers are sent via bus from Texas. Adams is requiring bus operators who know they are transporting migrants to the city with fares paid by by a third party to provide notice at least 32 hours ahead of their anticipated arrival. Operators must provide the number of passengers on their bus and the number of passengers who will require emergency shelter and other immediate services upon their arrival. Not really sure what much that's going to do. But yeah, Andy, what we got on this? Dude, look at all those people, man.
I mean, look, dude, it's the replacement of the American culture. Intentional.
There has to be something deeper. How do you organize 8,000 people?
It's 8 million people total. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is just a sensational headline temporarily to get people riled up about it again. This is nothing compared to what they've actually been allowing in for the last 3 years.
Who are these guys with this green vest?
Look, dude, they voted for this. These people voted for this. You voted for this. If you voted for Biden, you voted for this. If you had sympathy for AOC and her lies, you voted for this. And now you have the inner cities in New York and Chicago declaring, emergency situations. Because where did you think they were going to put these people? Did you think they were going to put them in the fucking suburbs? Did you think they were going to put them out in the country? No, they're going to put them in your neighborhoods, and now you're pissed off about it because you voted that way. Okay, you voted for this shit. This is what the fuck you voted for. All right, and they're registering these people to vote. This is about trying to widen the gap, close the gap in terms of the election. The people who have woken up and are going to vote the other way. It's about that, right? They want these people to vote for them. They also want, and this is just reality. The global conspiracy on migration is real. Like, it's not about, taking care of poor people or whatever, dude. Like, there's a reason they're moving all of these people from Africa and from the Middle East into these countries in Europe, like Ireland and Belgium and Holland and Germany and all these places, in France, because they're trying to remove the nationalities from these countries to create one race of people, which is a hybrid race that is a mixed race, which sounds okay. Everybody's like, well, that's not a big deal. But the reality is why isn't Israel allowing these people to come to their country? And who's orchestrating all of this? You see what I'm saying?
It's highly orchestrated.
No, bro. Like, dude, it's you have Netanyahu on TV right now talking about how they want to ship these people from Palestine to United States of America and through Europe, but they don't want to take them into Israel. How come Israel doesn't allow these people in there? How come Israel only lets the people of their culture and their race in their country? But everywhere else in the world, those same people root for these people to be inside these other cultures. And you could say that's anti-Semitic. I don't give a f. That's actually what's happening. Okay. And so we're protecting one culture and one race of people, but we're going to dilute everybody else's culture across the world. Why is that? That's a fair question to ask.
A very fair question to ask.
Why is that? So, and the answer is in the conspiracy of a one world government, which is governed by two classes of people, one ruling class and one subservient class, a slave class. And that's what the f they're doing. So that's what this is about. This is about a bunch of different things. It's about making a vote. It's about creating a situation where the culture of the United States of America and these other countries is diluted at such a rate that where there can be no national pride, no national identity, no nationalism at all. All right. So that they can group all of these countries into one big conglomerate global government that is run by another class of people who protect their own race. Like, how is that so hard to understand? And people just don't want to talk about it because they're afraid of being labeled this or that or this. But the reality is that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's fucked up, dude. And You know, I don't have anything against these people individually, but the reality is like, dude, if we're going to maintain the culture of the United States of America, if we're going to continue to be what we have been and improve upon that, these people all have to be deported. They all have to be sent back. And honestly, in my opinion, they should be sent back to Mexico. Drop them right over the border, close the fucking walls, and let them deal with it. Because they're letting them come all the way through their country, all the way up to our country. Like in this situation, I love Mexico and I love Mexican people. Okay, but the reality is their government is a bunch of fucks. Okay, and they're ruining our country by allowing these people to come through and do that. Like, how many of these people are settling in Mexico?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's just it's a total job, and people are so afraid of being called racist or anti-Semitic to even point it out that it's not even talked about. So.
All these people coming to
the
most racist.
This is about destroying culture. This is about destroying national identity. Ireland is supposed to be filled with Irish people. Do you agree or disagree?
Agreed.
Germany is supposed to be filled with what?
Germans.
Okay. France is supposed to be filled with what?
French.
Okay. And we're supposed to be here in America filled with
Americans.
Okay. Now, that all makes sense. Until you break it down to what actually is, you know, like
being played here.
Yeah, right. Israel is supposed to be Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. You see what I'm saying? But when you start actively trying to dilute everybody else's shit intentionally,
call them racist if they're not with it.
Yeah, call them racist, bigots, anti-Semites if they point it out. Now we're in a situation of, well, why are you afraid of being called these things? These people are coming to your neighborhoods. They're sucking up your taxpayer dollars. There's only a matter of time before people just say, "F it, I'm not going to pay my tax or I'm not going to work," because these people are getting half of your money that's being pulled out of your income is going to these people. That's not okay. Like, dude, this is, bro, I fucking can't stand it.
Yeah. Guys, tell us what you guys think. Jump in on this conversation down in the comments. Let us know. Hashtag playing the name.
And by the way, who voted for this? Who voted for this? Who said, oh, this is a great idea? Did the people of Ireland say this was okay?
No.
Did the people of Germany say this is okay? Did the people of France say this is okay? Did the people of Italy say this is okay? None of them said it was okay. It was just put on them by a global movement. And that basically, like, they're doing everything else. These are elite.
Deal with it.
Yes, and they do not give a shit what you think of the moves that they're making. And until people rise up and stand up and say no f***ing more, they're going to continue to operate this way. And real talk, these people should all be eliminated from the f***ing earth. That's the truth.
People perpetuate.
I'm talking about the World Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the people organizing this. I'm not talking about some sort of genocide,
right? Because
that's what someone will twist it into. I'm talking about the evil people who are making these decisions on and protecting themselves with certain political identities or racial identities and not an entire race. Okay, that's low-level thinking. Oh, let's just eliminate an entire race. Like, you have all these young people now saying that, you know, some really up shit like Hitler shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not right either. Most Jewish people have no idea that all of these people above them, well, they're waking up to it now, but they have no idea that all these people above them have done so much to try and everybody else in the world.
Just like most Americans don't know all the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
They're waking up though.
Yeah.
They're coming.
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying the 1 to 2, 3,000 criminals that were running this whole entire operation across the globe, they need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't been, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, there's this appearance that, like, they're untouchable.
I mean, dude, this is a critical time for humans.
Yeah.
A critical time for human beings. Let me ask you this, dude. What's the pluses of diversity of when they say, oh, this is for diversity? What are the benefits of that?
The only benefit of diversity that I see is diversity of thought. That's about it. Diversity of thought, experiences, wisdom.
Is America not the most diverse country already? Hasn't it always been that?
The melting pot for 100 years.
Yeah. So, but Americans are racist if they don't want to completely destroy that culture by flooding it with people from other cultures who are bringing their culture here as opposed to adapting to the American way of life.
No, there's a balance. Like, we gotta have just enough. It's like making a good soup. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too much, not too many black people.
That's not even what it's about, dude.
Tone it down a little bit.
It's the fact. No, it's the fact that nobody's been given a choice.
Yeah.
Nobody is about this.
Where's the democracy
If
in
this
that?
was such a good idea, why, when you criticize it, are you called all these names? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it be such a, if this was such a good idea, why, when you ask questions about it, are you called all these names? Why, when you point it out, are you called all these names?
If it was such a good idea, why does it feel so fucking wrong?
Listen, because it ain't a good idea. And if it was a good idea, it'd be easy to present and say, this is why we should do this. This is why this matters. And what they tell people is, oh, well, because people aren't reproducing, we got to have them or society will collapse. That's not fucking true. That's not fucking true here. We have literally millions of fucking migrants on the fucking streets of these cities that don't belong here. They don't speak English. They don't contribute. They haven't paid any tax, while they rob the people who have paid tax their entire lives of their income and their livelihood to pay for this shit. Like, bro, this is not what the we asked for or signed up for or anything. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with, this is our country and it should stay our country, meaning Americans' country, not white people country. Right. Like, that's what people will say, when they hear me say that.
It's our country, bro.
It's an American country.
Yeah.
These people are not Americans. And they haven't gone through the proper process that we've had in place for hundreds of years. Like every other family that's here that's diverse. That's the complaint. They're just being dumped in neighborhoods and they're taking up resources. They're committing crimes. They're disrupting social, to the point where the inner city black people are like, dude, what the f is going on?
Oh, that's fucked up right now.
And 2 years ago, if I said, like, bro, when we had Hawk on and I said,
Great Replacement.
I said, hey, the Great Replacement, that's racist. That's not true. Do you think it's racist now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's racist against you.
Exactly.
It's racist
it
against.
Has nothing to do with me.
Yes, it's racist against our own black American population.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They woke up. They're not going to vote for us anymore. Well, we might as well bring some new people in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucked up, dude.
Wild shit, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Hashtag playing the name game. Let us know. With that being said, man, it's time to cruise the comments. Got a problem, though. Okay, so I'm going to show you this comment. Somebody in this room wrote this fucking comment.
Well, that's not a surprise.
And I want, but you have to guess who wrote it.
Okay.
All right. Comment reads, good God, he is the sexiest man alive. No disrespect. It's just true.
Well, who's she talking about?
No, who in this room? She's talking about, they're talking about you.
Oh.
Who wrote that comment, Andy? They're sitting in this room. I've already checked the IP address.
Well, it wasn't me. I think it was Syed. I think it was Zishan.
Did you write this comment, bro?
Nope.
Who all in favor thinks Zishan wrote it? Say aye.
I mean, look, she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. It is what it is.
At CB5847, please prove yourself. Prove me innocent, please. Another black guy blaming a very responsible immigrant naturalized citizen.
Yes, that's racist.
Absolutely racist.
How'd you choose the profile picture?
Because she looks that way.
He wrote this comment, bro.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm
more creative than this.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll do it so you would never be able to find out.
Let's be real. This is a normal type comment.
Just a good compliment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He will never know because you get this all the time.
Yeah.
He will never know.
Yes. All I'm saying is,
yes. Guys, we appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for commenting. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing, not being hoes out there. Let's get back into it, man. We got some more stuff to cover. Headline number 2. Headline number 2 reads, Americans back Biden impeachment probe by 12-point margin, and 6 in 10 believe he was involved in Hunter's shady deals. Devastating Daily Mail poll reveals voters think President's son is corrupt, a crook, and guilty. I like the Daily Mail. I think out of anybody that does the polls, like they're generally pretty on point, pretty good. They get a very, very good temperature check. So let's dive into this.
Bro, the problem is you just say that because you're saying that because the polls always come out in the way that you think.
No, like I feel like, I think they're getting a pretty accurate representation.
Yeah, but that's just, you think it's accurate because that's what you think. And and see, these people on the left, that's what they think too. This is the entire problem, is that nobody's actually telling the fucking truth.
Confirmation bias.
Well, like,
it is confirmation bias.
I look at it like this though, right? So like Daily Mail, this is a UK based thing. They haven't.
It is?
Yeah. They don't have any elite.
Well, maybe you're more accurate than what I think right now.
You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is, bro, like, look, like, we got to be real. Like, America has to get back to common sense and unity. Mm-hmm. If we do not get back to a unified America, we were going to lose America.
Yeah.
Okay? And we have to quit buying into these polls that we know are lies. You know, like, dude, when they say, Biden's even with Trump, like, right, on CNN, Biden, like, there's a reason for all these reports, right? Like, when they say Biden and Trump are dead even, they're trying to make it seem like Biden has more support than he has, right? Mm-hmm. When they say Trump is ahead by 10 points, they're trying to get people who are, scared of Trump to get engaged, right?
And also those who like him to relax.
That's right. And get people who we got this in the bag, right?
Wave.
And then you got people who are saying, don't vote. It doesn't matter. It's dude, you don't understand. If you don't vote, then if there's cheating or corruption, you can't ever catch it. So it's important that everybody just show up and vote for who you think the best candidate is, like, legitimately. Mm-hmm. Like, your vote, showing up and actually voting in force, no matter what the polls say, is the most important thing that anybody could do. And, I don't know. I don't trust any of these polls. I think they're all bullshit. But here's what I will say, dude. Like, I will say, okay, most of my friends will say, dude, of course I'm voting for Trump. Like, this is fucking insane shit. But those are my friends, right? Those are people that typically resonate with my shit. But here's what I will say. I have a lot of friends because, believe it or not, I'm not actually a domestic terrorist. I'm actually a pretty nice guy. I have a lot of friends who have different political opinions than me. And when I talk to those people, a lot of those people who legitimately hated Trump are now backing Trump. They're like, dude, this is insane. This is communism. We're in deep shit. We got fooled, and we really need somebody who's going to clean this up. Yeah. And so we see a lot of awakening happening with people who are left of center, or even in some cases progressives or ex-progressives. A lot of my friends who bought into the progressive ideology over the past few years, the politically correct movements, the Me Too, the
all the hashtags.
Yeah, like all the shit. Okay, those people, like I know a lot of those people, believe it or not. And a lot of those people have woken up and they're saying, like, dude, this is fucked up. And I'm a little scared of Trump too, but I do think that they're lying. Most of the shit's a lie. Yeah. So, like, the biggest problem that we have in that I think that's preventing unity right now isn't the left or the Democrats, because I think a lot of those people are waking up. I actually think it's within the traditional Republican side where people are trying to argue that, people like the people who like DeSantis are like kind of the worst at this, right? They will just attack Trump nonstop, and so, like, we have to come to a unifying understanding that if we don't pick the right person here, we're all fucked. And dude, we have a chance by voting for Trump legitimately to fix the entire system for the next 100 years. And that's why they're saying things like, Trump's going to go in. He says he's going to be, like, I saw CT the God say this on his show. He, Charlemagne the God. Mm-hmm. So I listen to their show when I listen to the radio, just because, like, I like hip hop music, and I also like to hear their perspective because it's traditionally the opposite of my perspective.
Yeah.
So I want to hear what the he's saying. I think he's an interesting dude.
I think he's
well, no, you don't. Do you?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Bro.
Really?
That dude's a piece of shit.
Is he? I don't think so. I think he's just got a different perspective.
Yeah, it's wrong.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, I would love for him to come on the show and us actually talk.
Come on, Charlamagne.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the thing is he made a post the other day saying, Trump says that he's going to be a dictator on day one, blah, 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 blah. And everybody in the comments was like, bro, you're crazy. You're crazy. Yeah, the online, I can say this, the online Instagram black community has switched.
Oh, they're with it.
Yeah.
They're with it.
You see it on World Star, you see it in
Shade Room.
Yeah. You see it on, you know what I'm saying? Like all the black culture pages. It's actually really cool. And what I really think is cool is that they're also pointing out the anti-white racism, which I think is awesome.
Yeah,
and that's a good step towards unity, which is why they're allowing, back to topic one, all these people coming in. Like, what do you think is going to happen when they've imported millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people who culturally do not like America? And not only are they bringing them in, they're giving them free shit. And then they're telling them that white people are the cause of all their How do you think that's going to end up? Like 10 years down the road, how's that going to end up for white people? You see what I'm saying? And black people are starting to recognize that this is happening and they're standing up for it, which I think is a beautiful thing.
100%, man. And to your point, too, I actually got a little supporting article here. You know, you talk about those progressives and ex-progressives and stuff, you know. Yeah, well, look at this headline. Joe Biden is a dictator and worse than Trump, progressive activist. I mean, this lady, Bree Newsom, I don't know if she's related or not to Hawk, but she tweeted this out. She said, I want liberals to stop trying to convince us that a second Biden term makes any sense. Maybe they're simply trying to convince themselves, or maybe they're okay with Biden being the dictator we feared Trump would be. Whatever the motivation, quote, vote Biden to save democracy sounds nuts.
Again, vote Biden to save democracy is not vote Biden to save what you think democracy is.
Exactly.
Vote Biden to save democracy actually means vote Biden to save the corrupt, oppressive political structure that has become the United States of America over the last several generations. That's what they're afraid of losing.
Vote Biden to keep us out of
When
the
Nikki Haley legitimately says Trump will destroy democracy, what she's saying is Trump will come in and make it impossible for me to oppress you and make a whole bunch of money doing so at your expense. That's what they're talking about. The destruction of, remember what we said on the show for many years. When they say democracy, what do they actually mean? They mean communism. That's what they're saying.
That's the name game.
So if you substitute democracy in with communism, that's what, like, then read it. Then read the statements like that. Our country is a republic. It's not a democracy. Democracy is mob rule. That means the most people that vote a certain way get their way. And that's not what this is supposed to be. What it's supposed to be is a representative government that the people who contribute get to make the decisions. Okay? And this idea that and look, this is a controversial statement, but it's the truth. This idea that everybody should get to vote is insane, okay? Because eventually you pump in enough people who don't contribute anything, and then you allow them to vote. This is why, like, allowing illegal immigrants to vote is pushed. This is why allowing, no voter ID is shamed and called racist, because it allows them to get all of these people in poverty and then promise them free shit, and then get them to vote for their policies, which enrich them and make more people impoverished for their benefit.
And they'll keep voting. And
correct.
The worker class, they'll have to work even harder until that worker class.
They just give up. There's a book about this called Atlas Shrugged. Okay. Eventually the producers stop producing and society collapses.
And I'm pretty sure, I think we covered the last time we checked it, it was like 40-60, I believe. Like 40% of Americans who are able to work are not.
Yeah, I don't look, man. There's very simple solutions. There's very simple solutions to this. Okay, you round up all the people that shouldn't be here and you send them somewhere else, back to where they came from. You change the voting laws, so like it's not based on gender or age. It's based on your tax return. Do you have a job and are you paying taxes? If you have a job and you're paying taxes, you should be allowed to vote. If you're 15 years old and you have a job at in Walgreens and a part-time job and you're paying your tax, then you get to vote. That's okay. Okay? We have to eliminate people from voting that do not contribute. Like if you're a white suburban housewife that doesn't have her own tax return, guess what? No fucking vote. And that these things should be real. This is
then we're going to see the true beliefs of the actual contributing Americans.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes. The laws that we pass in Congress have to apply to the people who pass them. Okay? The tax codes, the tax exemptions, everything that applies to us has to apply to them. If that were the case, they'd make some different laws. Okay? If we made it like Warren Buffett says, where politicians were ineligible for reelection, if we had a deficit, meaning all politicians, that would be a real thing. If we eliminated lobbies, okay? If there's a lot of things that we could do that would be done instantly that could correct this entire problem, and people get snowballed by the language that people use. And these ideologies, everybody shouldn't get a say.
Why?
Well, because
why should everybody get a say?
Because it's fair. It's not fair.
Not fair that I work my ass
That's
off.
right. It's not fair.
And you get to decide how much I have to contribute. No, it's not fucking
exactly.
Fair. It's not fair.
Those people are going to vote you out of your money and your income at all costs every single time. Bro, the welfare system should exist it should exist. Okay, there's plenty of good people who have to go on welfare and need some help. Totally.
Sure.
But it should have a time limit. Like you should only be able to be on it for so long over the course of your life.
It should not be a fucking crutch for the rest of your life.
And while you're on it, you don't get a vote.
Yep.
And on top of that, while you're on it, you have to pass a drug test. You cannot be doing drugs. Like these are things that have to happen for us to have a civilized, true representation of what America's supposed to be.
No. There has to be some type of system to show that you're making progress to getting back to that.
Look, man, there's a whole bunch of other things that need to happen. But those basic things I just mentioned would fix most of the problem.
100%, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, like the majority of Americans, like if we're being real with ourselves, we have just been taking from this country.
Term limits.
It's an obligation. We got to fucking do some shit to keep taking. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to take everything from you guys and from us and from me and from all of us. Like it's a real thing.
Biden's going back on vacation.
Yeah, well, he's on permanent vacation.
Bro. Come here, little girl.
Yeah. Look, man.
That's such a man.
Dude, grown men shouldn't wear their hats backwards either.
What's he doing?
I'm just saying. They just shouldn't. Like, if you're a grown man, you wonder why you're not getting any pussy. It's because you wear your hat backwards, bro. Real talk.
Is that really it?
Stop doing it.
Don't work?
Don't do it. Yeah. No. It's just not a look, bro.
I felt it, too. I felt it.
Yeah. See?
I felt it.
See? Now imagine how they feel.
Oh, we're back in action.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I caught myself trying to put my hat on backwards the other day, man. It just felt all wrong.
Let me see it.
I'm not doing it. I refuse.
Guys, jump in on the conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Hashtag, it's closing time. Just thought that went well with that.
Yeah.
Headline number 3. Headline number 3 reads, Chicago mayor on increase in most violent crime. Reparations money will help. So give him more money to steal.
Hold on. How? This guy's all over the place.
Bro, he's wild.
Yeah, this guy's all over the place.
Wild, man. Wild. So on Wednesday's broadcast of CNN This Morning, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson responded to a question on an uptick in most violent crime categories in the city in 2023 by stating that homicides and shootings have fallen and money for restoration and reparations will help address the quote-unquote cycle of violence in the city. Co-host Poppy Harlow asked, quote, I do want to ask you about the crime in Chicago. Just pouring through the latest data from the Chicago Police Department, the murder rate is down from 2022, but all other forms of violent crime, Mr. Mayor, are up from a year ago, up 17% overall. Are Chicagoans going to be safer in 2024? Here is his response.
I know you're about 7 months in as mayor of Chicago. I do want to ask you about crime in Chicago. Just pouring through the latest data from the Chicago Police Department, the murder rate is down from 2022.
Wait. You see his face when she said that? He said, oh, shit. Watch. We're looking at
Hold on. What'd she say?
She's asking about the crime. I do want to touch on the crime. Shit. Look at his face.
Crime in Chicago, just pouring through the latest data from the Chicago Police Department. The murder rate is down from 2022, but all other forms of violent crime, Mr. Mayor, are up from a year ago, up 17% overall. Are Chicagoans going to be safer in 2024?
What I've built within these last 7 months, in order for us to have a better, stronger, and safer Chicago, it really requires the full force of government. And as you've indicated, homicides are down, shootings are down. But yes, what we've experienced in the city of Chicago, cities all over the country are experiencing. And I've just released my full-out community safety plan that not only gets at the root causes of violence in the city of Chicago, but we're making critical investments. Those investments look like what I've presented in my last budget: $250 million to address homelessness, $100 million for violence prevention. We added $80 million more to our youth employment program, of which we hired 25,000 young people just this summer. That's a 20% increase from the previous year. I'm going to hire 4,000 additional young people this summer. We have stood up an entire office dedicated to reentry. So individuals who are returning to our communities who have been incarcerated because of failed policies, we'll have a welcoming space for them. I've added $500,000 for restoration and reparations to address, again, the cycle of violence, which looks like school closings, closing of mental health facilities, of which I've invested in now. We're going to open up 2 mental health clinics that were closed from 2 previous administrations ago. And so in order for us to build a better, stronger, safer Chicago, it requires investments. And that's what this budget has done, a $16.77 billion budget without raising property taxes. And we're just getting started in the city of Chicago. Look, the last thing that I'll say on this, look, my wife and I, we're raising our 3 children on the west side of Chicago. It's a beautiful part of the city. We love it. But it also has been the side of the city of Chicago that has experienced gross disinvestment from school closings, from lack of transportation, from lack of investments. And so I wake up every single day in one of the most toughest parts of the city. And so there is no one in this city who thinks about public safety more than someone like me who was raised in a family on the west side of Chicago. And so I'm very much committed to investments so that the better, stronger, safer Chicago that we're all hoping for, we can actually see the full fruit of our labor.
Yeah.
Look, that all sounds good. It's what you should say. It's the things you should say, right? But the problem is when you spout off, $500 million, $100 million, this and that, and you don't tell us where it goes or how it's spent, like
put it in this bucket that sounds
right.
good.
It's like a connect the dot puzzle where you just don't connect the last few dots. Like it's not a complete story, right? And these politicians love to get on TV and talk about how much money they allocated for this or that, but they don't tell you what they're doing with the money. They don't, and then 3 years ago, these people hate the police and fire the police, defund the police. Police are shit. And now murder rates are at an all-time high, and people are like, well, we don't know why.
Yeah.
No, you don't? Like they know, listen, bro, this is just an excuse for them.
They caused this problem.
Yes, and they caused the problem intentionally for the reason of being able to milk taxpayer dollars to solve a problem that didn't exist before the way that it exists now and line their own pockets.
Come on now.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about here. And we see this over and over and over again. This has happened in St. Louis with a number of our politicians and public officials where they've been shown to advocate for the defunding of police or these soft on crime stances. And then later on, it was shown that they were stealing the money. And they've convinced through media and propaganda that black communities, and I don't think they believe this right now, but for the last few years and for decades before this, they believe that Republicans and white people are the problem. That's not the problem. It's the people that you keep voting for. They come in every 2-4 years, and they say, hey guys, those guys over there are screwing you over. Vote for us and we'll fix it. And you continue to vote for them, and they continue to, go out and get these big numbers of dollar bills, but how come we never see it actually doing anything in the streets? And then on top of it, he's like, oh, we've seen a large divestment of business dollars in the infrastructure of West Side of Chicago. Yeah, because it's a war zone.
And you made it that way.
Yeah.
You made it worse.
Like, bro, I'm a business guy. If there was opportunity there, this is the thing. Business people don't rate their opportunity based on racial. They base it on money. Okay, like I'm not going to invest a few $1 million in rehabbing a cool building in the downtown St. Louis when I know that the police won't arrest the criminals who vandalize it and it up. We have this shit happening in our own city here in St. Louis. There's all kinds of great people trying to build businesses and revitalize the city and do all this shit. And people that care about this city and love this city. I love this city, okay? But we can't, like, dude, I would love to take millions and millions of dollars and go invest it in downtown St. Louis and build some cool shit. But I can't do it because there's too much crime and they won't stop it. So, like, dude, to say this is like a white problem or a Republican problem in these inner city black neighborhoods is fucking bullshit. And for it to stop, the black people that live in these communities have to recognize that it's a lie. We have to stop saying, oh, it's white people or, oh, it's Republicans. No, dude, it's the people that that you believe and vote for. Like, they're voting for those people because they look like them, not understanding that those people are doing the same thing that white culture does. They're saying, oh, we're going to do everything for you. We're going to blah, blah, blah. And then they get in the car and they're like, we ain't doing shit for those motherfuckers. Yeah, dude. That's what the they're doing. And it's hard for black people to understand that because these people look like them. They sound like them. Yes. Yeah. And dude, this is why we got to stop identifying people's quality of character based upon their racial pigments. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, just because someone's has lighter pigment than you or darker pigment than you doesn't mean they're with you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean they're real. It doesn't mean they actually care. This loyalty because someone happens to be the same race as you, that's what
we see. Black people do that in a different way too, though, right? Like, I mean, we protect our own in certain situations that's up, right?
But,
like
but do they
does some up shit?
Okay, but do they do that because they're protecting their own, or do they do that the same way the Italians do that, where they have traditionally protected the criminals because they're afraid if they tell on them, they get dealt with?
Yeah, but the difference is the Italians will still handle those people. You know what I'm saying?
So listen, the world was in much better shape with Italian organized crime.
They'll take care of that shit.
Italian organized crime and Irish organized crime kept order.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Like, if you up, we ain't gonna brat you out, but we gonna handle you.
Yeah.
That's not happening in the black community.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think
we need that shit back,
bro.
And there's no laws right now, so it's not like you're gonna get in trouble.
Well, they're black. They'll be out in 24 hours.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about, like, there needs to be some vigilante organization to stop this crazy shit going on in the world. And that's what's happening. We're seeing it happen.
Yeah.
It's just like being reported.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I think that's a fair assessment. I think,
yeah.
I mean, dude, I think stereotypes exist for a reason. They're not just made up.
No, they're typically combined off of two things. It's like it's actual historical evidence and then fear is typically what stereotypes are.
It's the same reason humor's funny, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's a little bit of truth.
Yes, because it's true and everybody knows it, and that's why it's funny when you say it out loud. Comedy is just another way of speaking the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it's the best way of speaking the truth because people get way less pissed off when they hear it in a comedic sense, right?
Typically, yeah.
But the truth is the truth. And, Kanye said a clip recently, I thought it was amazing. He said, every time I speak radical truth on the internet goes crazy. And they censor it, and they deplatform me, and they call me all these names, and they attack me. So what does that mean that we're getting the rest of the time? That's some real shit, dude. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to be allowed to speak the truth and have real discussions about, even sensitive topics in order for us to actually have any unity. And that's why they prevent these discussions from happening. That's why when we talk these things, that we're talking about right now, they clip them out and they say, look at this guy, he's a racist, or look at these guys, they're bigots, or look at this is this. Because, bro, they want to shut that line of communication down. Yep. The truth of the matter is, bro, black people and white people get along great when nobody's stirring a pot intentionally. I wish we could, dude, if we could figure out how to get Black America and white America to truly unite, these people would be totally
bro, they would be ruined.
Totally.
I think we're getting there. We're making some strides.
We need to get a lot closer to that.
I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
I think we will get there.
Yeah.
Well,
the internet, if you look at the internet, it appears that that's getting closer and closer.
We're almost there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll know by
but that means we're in a very dangerous position because
if we know that,
they know that, and also if they know that, they're going to do whatever they can to stop that. Like I truly believe in 2024 they're going to pull some ridiculous, insane shit. Like if you think back to like the beginning of COVID, right? Like I remember when COVID started, the last thing I did before COVID was we went on a ski trip. We went to Colorado, and it was like COVID had just started being. It was the like March 5th, right? And like on March 13th, the world shut down or whatever. And like I remember like sitting out on the patio, totally oblivious. Like I knew they were going to do some shit, but I had no idea they would do that drastic of a thing where they literally shut the world down, shut everybody's business down, force all these people out of business, try to force these people to take an untested vaccination, which now is legitimately killing people. Okay. Force people to watch their loved ones die on the news or on a Zoom call. All of this crazy shit. We could list
for
off
as long as they did. Yeah.
Dude, you would have never imagined that. Like if someone would have told me, and I was skeptical that that's what they were going to do, I would have been like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. They're not going to do that. Yeah. And the truth is every single human involved with that whole operation should be hung. All of them. Every single one of them. Worldwide. Every single one of them. Because that's the extent to which they'll go to push an agenda which they think is the right agenda for us. We get no say in it. Okay? We're going to get another taste of that in 2024. Because we didn't hang them, because there was no repercussions and there was no accountability. We're going to get another taste of that. And this time, you better believe that it's going to be permanent. So, like, I'm pretty nervous about what's going to happen. Now, am I going to continue to operate in an optimistic fashion? Am I going to continue to try to get better every single day and run my life and run my companies and be the best I can? Yeah, and I'm going to do that even when they do whatever they're going to do. But the reality of it is, dude, is we're staring straight down the barrel of a cannon that we could have prevented had we held these people accountable when they did what they did, and everybody knows what they've done. And so, like, dude, we have two choices as human beings. We can either allow them to do this again, or we can not comply, we could stand up, and we could take our shit back. And that's how, whatever that means is what it means. And it really should be led by the people who have taken an oath to defend our country and protect us, that our tax dollars pay. We have a military and a police force generally over the course of the last 4 years that, in my opinion, have completely failed their oath. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I love the police, bro. It's one of the biggest charities that I donate to. But the reality is like when you're arresting people on the beach, when you're not standing up for truth, when we have people who have been shown to have taken money from China and making decisions like what's been made, they're like, look, dude, it's a failure. Because I always believed that if anything like this were to happen, like our military would step in and handle it. But dude, that's not happened. And these people deserve to be arrested.
Yeah.
Globally. Not just, yeah. And the fact that like none of these Republican senators or congressmen or any, like they're just continuing to allow it play out. Like they're just as complicit. They're just as guilty. You could say whatever you want about Matt Gaetz or, any of these guys. Oh, he's doing a good job. No, he's not. They're not doing a good job because this is continuing. And we're to the point now where if it continues any worse, we could be in a situation where it's like a permanent destruction of this country. We're not far off from that.
No.
So, they shut the power off for a week, bro. Total chaos ensues. Most people can't survive for more than 3 days without power. They have no idea. It would be total disorder and total chaos. And I don't think that they're above doing that. The Obamas just produced a movie about just that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real shit.
You got these people building bunkers all over the world, dude. And what are they building all these $200 million bunkers like apparently Zuckerberg's doing in Hawaii. What is that for? Why is Biden doing a bunker in Delaware? Why are they doing these things? It's because, dude, they are preparing to destroy everything if they lose power, because if they lose power, they're going to be held accountable. And these people are so incredibly dangerous that the police and the military and the senators and the congressmen, you guys are continuing to play this out along the quote unquote rules, when in reality, they're not playing by any rules.
Never have been. And
they're going to get their way, dude. And it's going to your entire life up and your family's life and everybody's life, just like it is everybody else. These people are going to do anything.
So that's the thing. Those people think they're safe. They think they'll be safe from.
Dude, these people will do anything to avoid accountability.
Yeah.
Anything. And people need to be understanding and prepared for that. And it's disheartening that the people who we've trusted and pay through our tax dollars haven't stood up for what they know. You know how many of these people reach? I mean, bro, like you guys don't understand. Like our DMs and like our emails and they're flooded with these people. Bro, keep up the good fight. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep standing for the truth. We're with you. And they're all members of these things that I'm talking about. 3-letter agencies, the military, police, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, if you're with it, then why the f are you allowing it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I know it ain't just you.
Your loyalty should be to the f***ing citizens of this country, not a corrupt government that's willing to propagate an entire orchestrated black swan event that transfers all this wealth, kills all these people, changes society forever, all for their own benefit. And you stand by and act like this is for you're supposed to be defending us, dude. These people should already have been arrested and dealt with. Real talk. And people, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, dude. The way this country's supposed to be built, these people would already have been held accountable and they wouldn't be in a position to do what I think what they're going to do, which is something horrible.
Well, guys, let's get to our last segment of the show. Thumbs up or thumbs down. That's where we bring a headline in. We talk about it to get one of those two options. So with that being said, our thumbs up or dumbest headline reads, Mexico's weed nuns, sister of the valley, aim to take marijuana back from narcos and emulate their success in the U.S., where they have raked in $500,000 in the last year from CBD tinctures and salves. So let's dive into this, man. A group of Mexican women who call themselves the Sisters of the Valley dress as Catholic nuns while trying to take marijuana back from the narcos, but their financial success has come from expanding to the U.S. The Sisters of the Valley were founded in 2014 in central Mexico with the aim being to spread the gospel of the healing powers of cannabis. In the United States, where around 24 states have legalized recreational marijuana, the group has also launched a successful small business selling CBD tinctures, oils, and salves online and raking in over $500,000 last year. But in Mexico, where a drug war has ravaged the country and Christianity is embedded in society, the image of a marijuana smoking nun is more an act of rebellion, the women say. The sisters frequently post on social media, primarily Instagram, where they can be seen caring for cannabis crops, giving workshops, and attending cannabis-related events. Sisters getting high on more than just God. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how long did you think of that joke before you said it?
Me and Joe worked on it.
I was going to say, that sounds like one you thought about like all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High on God.
That's why they're all wearing sunglasses too.
And OG Hayes.
Yeah. Bro, they all got sunglasses on. They're all high as
fuck.
Look at them. Man. Praise Jesus. Listen, man, it comes from the earth. It's supposed to be here.
God came from the earth. Well, great. Yeah.
This is better for you than alcohol.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. What are we giving this?
I say thumbs up. I think they're in deep shit though. They keep with the cartel, bro. The cartel will kill everybody.
That's the only part that gets spicy, man. It's like that.
Listen, they're savage, bro.
That dress ain't gonna save you. They'll get you,
dude. I'm just saying, people have to come to the understanding that criminals and evil people do not play by the same set of rules.
Yeah. They
do not play by the same set of rules. And if you continue to play by the rules while they're not playing by the rules, you will lose.
Every day.
And this is the problem that's happening with the American people. And aside from this story, I give this thumbs up. But this is the problem that's happening with the American people, the citizens that serve in the military, our elected senators and congressmen, is that they're continuing to try to play by the quote unquote rules and avoid having to do some uncomfortable things and make some uncomfortable situations. And these other people, they don't give a fuck about the rules.
Yeah.
They're going to get what they can get and take what they can take. And it doesn't matter what they do. And that attitude is going to get us killed. It really is. It's going to get us killed. It's going to cause us the loss of our country and going to probably be a huge loss for humankind in general. You know what I mean? Regarding freedom and becoming enslaved to technology and
way of life.
Yeah, it's another way of installing like a serf system. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we happen to be on the wrong side of that. You know, we're the serfs.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, dude, because if we continue to, and what's really funny is like if you read the fucking Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, the citizens of this country have a duty to stand up to people just like this. This was the reason that this shit was written.
So our government was founded.
You know, our Second Amendment rights are not for hunting. Like it's for this. And in my opinion, you know, the fact that the military is just standing by and allowing it to happen, and the police officers are standing by and allowing it to happen, enforcing these ridiculous rules and shit, like, dude, that's a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
And those people, those individuals, those of you that listen to this show, you should be examining why you joined and what you think this is about. You know, like I don't know, maybe I'm delusional about the patriotic nature of the people in this country. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe people are just worthless consumers, and they've been
or completely demoralized. Yeah. Yeah.
I know this. I went to Deerbergs for the first time in like, I don't know, 10 years.
How was that?
Okay. I mean, bro, I didn't see one able-bodied man in the whole store the whole time I was there. Not one, not a single one, not a single one. And I was there for a while too because I couldn't find what I was looking for. So like I was, and then I saw one of our end caps, First Forms end caps. So I spent like 30 minutes getting that right. And dude, I was in there for probably an hour and a half, and I did not see one other able-bodied male in the whole store.
Damn.
Not the security, not anybody, not a single customer. Like it was eye-opening.
It's rash.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know, man.
You know, guys, Andy, that's all I got.
Yep. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.